Get ready for chills and thrills at Hometown Haunts and Hops Horror Convention here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Join us for a spine-tingling day of horror-filled fun on October 28th at the Mayflower Brewing Company. Meet horror actor Matthew G. Taylor from Resident Evil and dive into a macabre world of cinema and literature. Sip on chilling brews, indulge in ghastly treats, and immerse yourself in a haunted atmosphere. Whether you're a horror buff or just seeking an unforgettable experience, Hometown Haunts and Hops has it all. Don't miss out on the eerie excitement. Secure your tickets now by heading on over to Inebri-art.com. Go to our events calendar, and in October you will find the link for Hometown Haunts and Hops, which is sponsored by HalloweenNewEngland.com. HalloweenNewEngland.com is the website for the truly Halloween obsessed, with the most extensive guides to New England haunted houses, ghost tours, classic horror film screenings, jack-o'-lantern festivals, haunted hayrides, and more. They've got all the thrills covered throughout September and October, with over 2,500 Halloween events on their events calendar and hundreds of local Halloween attractions. It's the only place you'll find everything from haunted history tours and costume contests to which haunts are open on Thursday nights. HalloweenNewEngland.com has your Halloween covered and is sponsoring Hometown Haunts and Hops this year. Welcome back, Inebri-art. This is your host, Andy, as always. And if you didn't notice, I struggle pronouncing things in English, so why not go French? Today, we're with Steeven from Couleur.
Couleur, that's it.
All right.
That's it.
You guys are based out of Quebec.
Montreal, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Montreal. Yeah.
But the province of Quebec.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sorry.
The European part of North America.
Yeah, I'm an American, so we don't really understand geography beyond our borders.
We know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
But how? So you guys are. I saw you kind of described a few different ways online, and listening to your music. It's very kind of electronic. Like how would you explain your brand of music?
It's always hard to explain your heart or everything. Of course, electronic music is part of us, and it's part of the music that we like the most. We like to do electronic music. I'm a DJ as well. I do remix on my own, under my name, and it's always, those disco extended remix version.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty into electronic music, but it's hard to tag. I mean, I would say French electronic pop.
Yeah.
With a touch of rock sometimes, lots of disco, lots of indie dance as well. But I mean, how you could describe us on your own word?
Yeah, I was watching. There's a YouTube video of you guys playing in some sort of dome.
Oh yeah, that's great. That
it was such a cool thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was kind of. You're kind of a little bit of everything. Like, there was some,
it's
and guitar solos, and
I like you say that because it's the thing that, I mean, I think the same. Yeah, I think that we are a little bit everything, and it's fun because we're not stuck in a specific decade or a specific genre or anything. We never like to be tagged as a 80s synth pop band or a typical 70s disco thing. We like to mix all the genre or all the eras, and trying to do the most original thing we can. So,
and it definitely had like a retro vibe. I mean, was that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We're not we're not that old, but yeah. I mean, we were born. Patrick, we're three in the band, six live, but the core is the three of us: Laurence, Patrick, and me. And Patrick was born in 80, 1980. Laurence 82, and I'm 86. So we're 80s
So
babies.
you're like on that cusp of Gen X and millennial. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I would say, how is how DFA says that? Too old to be new, too new to be classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah. Um, were you guys? I mean, have you been friends a long time, or is it a relatively
Yeah.
new? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have been friends since 17 years, something like this. We are together since 2010, and yeah, I mean, we will party for my birthday on Saturday, and on every single party that I'm in, I always give a lot of love to my friend. And that time, that was Laurent. She brought us in the kitchen. She was like, "Hey, after all these years, we still love each other so much." The thing is, I'm in a relationship with Laurent since almost 16 years. We have a house and a daughter, a 7 years old daughter.
Oh, congrats.
So me and Laurence, we're very close, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we very, very, very like. We still like being together, being friend, being bandmate, and making records and go on tour. We get along so much, and it's very we not rewarding, but I mean, we made it. We're not
Yeah.
we're not we're not we're not an arena successful band, but I'm not the your cousin playing in his garage band type of band. We're pretty much in the middle, and I'm totally satisfied with that. I mean, we made it since we're happy. We do no compromise. We do the music what we love. We have our own studio. We're pretty independent. We do money with our art as well. We travel a lot. So yeah, so we made it at some point. It's not because we're not a billionaire or thing like this. We're not Metallica. Metallica was here this weekend, so and it's huge. My wife went to see them yesterday, and that's something else. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, so I don't care to not to be Metallica.
Yeah.
So kind of
Yeah,
band.
it's such, I don't like using the term lucky because it kind of diminishes the amount of work that people
Mhm.
like us put into it. But there's something just I'm really grateful
Grateful.
I
That's the
that I-
word I'm looking. Yeah.
that I get to do what I want
Mhm.
for work.
And being in good shape, having thousands of friends.
Yep.
Uh, uh, Montreal, Quebec, Canada is a pretty amazing country, province to live in. That's of course there's winter. It's 5 6 months of winter, but I mean that's amazing. It's a good quality life here, and yeah, I'm really grateful about all that and my career so far. I'm 37. I'm still young, but yeah, I still have so much to do, and we're just grateful. And I would say, like I said, we made it at some point
Yeah.
because we're happy.
Are there times where you kind of there's times where I have to remind myself of, that I should be grateful because, there's like I'll just be answering emails for like 3 days straight. And it's like crap that you like, there's
Yeah.
so much crap that you have to do
Mhm.
to do like the stuff you really want to do, which is a smaller percentage of time, but it's still so rewarding that you're like, fine, is
It's
there
like
part?
it's like a home. It's like a housework, or you have to go to the garage to fix your car. I mean, every single day there's shit,
Yeah.
but I'm just I can see how we say that. I see my glasses
At full?
half full
Yeah.
instead of half empty. Always like this. It's
Yeah.
important, I think.
Is it harder or easier working with your partner? I mean, I feel like sometimes it can be difficult to kind of shut the work off.
It used to be a little bit more difficult since I was a little bit more hard ass, a little bit more strict, and I needed to fix some not behavior, but I mean how I say stuff. Because when it's your partner, there's no filter. You just say, hey, you suck, instead of, hey, what about we do again this part, since it was a little bit awkward or a little bit misplayed. But now we have a good. I'm kind of the band leader. I mean the chef, I would say. So I'm better and better with communication and make my bandmates comfortable and level up our performance and our music in a good way. It's easy to have the excuse of I'm the leader. Of course, I have the how I can say that this kind of job is hard sometimes, because so you kind of the mom of that, so you have to be strict and anyway. So, but it's easy sometimes to have this excuse to say, yeah, of course you guys are just following me and blah blah blah. So it's I have the wrong the bad part of this job sometimes, but nothing, even in art, music, or nothing has to be nothing has to be how I can say that, no excuse is enough good to be bad, to be mad, to be a hard ass, to be I mean nothing is nothing worth that. You have to be nice,
and it really gets, when you act that way, it rarely gets the result that you want.
Yeah, of course
the other person defensive, and
people will follow way more if you're nice, and if your speech is clear and respectful, and you're gonna be the leader that you want. People's gonna remember you. I think so. We hear so much about superstar, like, I don't know, yesterday we talked about Christian Bale. Apparently he's I don't know if he's watching this thing.
Oh, I hope he is. I hope he
I don't know you, Christian Bale. I'm a huge fan of you. I think that's the best Batman. American Psycho, it's my favorite movie, but apparently it's not easy to work with, and it's a good way to say it, apparently. So you
can say it however you like, because if he writes in a complaint, that shit's getting framed and put on my office wall. I'll be like, Christian Bale is this to the show. Yes. But I mean, it is. I feel like people that act that way, your time working is really limited, because at some point people are just going to be like, it's not worth it.
Of course not.
I don't need to work with you. And I even find it, now I work with a lot of people, and you're managing personalities and whatnot, and there are certain people that want to take part in the events that we run, and it's just the point where it's like, you're going to pay to be here, but your money's really not worth putting up with you.
Exactly. No, money doesn't work that either. So I'm in this part of my life that no, I'm not gonna. It's the same thing that McDonald wanted to buy, for instance, one of our songs, $25,000.
Yeah,
we say no.
Fuck off. Because you didn't want to be related to McDonald's, or
that's the worst. That's the it's hell. Yeah, for me. So we say no. So and at the end, and anyways, $25,000 doesn't change your life either. So
no.
It's I mean, I would say yes. You give me $25,000 right now, I mean, thank God, man. But
And if
it
their
doesn't
offering was
change.
25 million, you might be like,
Yeah,
well, I mean,
yeah,
how much do we like that song?
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So even money. I mean, I don't care sometimes.
Yeah. You said you
At some point,
travel. You said you travel a lot and have a 7-year-old. Do you bring the 7-year-old with you, or
when she the first 2 years and a half, she came with us.
yeah,
We had her. We had my mom came with us as a babysitter, and my mom never went to Europe or the States. So she was traveling with me and her 1 year old,
yeah,
10-month old daughter, all over Italy, France. So that was it was fun. It was very fun. It was like 6 years ago, and the year after we went back to France, and then we've done South by Southwest. So my mom came with Charlie, my daughter, and yeah, that was something else. That was fun. It was very fun too. My daughter doesn't remember this, of course, but I guess that helped her to grow up, not quickly, but I
hmm
mean, with it's nice to put in danger yourself or your family at some point. And when I'm talking about danger, I'm just talking about, okay, we have 7 hour drive to do between this city and this city. So let's go, guys. We all in this
yeah.
together. So
I don't know if danger is the right word. It's more just kind of like
hey,
some of my best friends have come from inconvenient things, like long trips and
yeah, yeah,
whatever, because you kind of have that shared like, oh, that sucked, and then you can
yeah,
all
of course.
kind of relate back to it. And
I mean, she was 10, 11 months, so diapers,
yeah,
milk, lots, and yeah. So, but I mean, we managed that, and we it ended up really well. Actually, we have the sweetest and the calmest, she's very calm. She's very smooth. And she's still like this. So we she made it, and she makes it easier for us.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was very lucky. My kids are very chill, so they're just kind of
nice,
even
nice.
keeled, and um, it's I found it fun at kind of every stage in their life. There was kind of like, now they're adults, and it's just so different
Oh
because
yeah.
they're just thinking differently. But like even as they got like every stage as they got older, there was always kind of like fun stories of them kind of figuring it out. And I kind of always wanted to be like, well, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Because I wanted them to like actually think about, either what regardless of what we're talking about. But I wanted their opinion, because I didn't just want to like, this is my opinion, you
Of
should think the
course.
same way.
I mean, we're at this from this generation that, I mean, I don't know from you, but I've been school until I finished the university. I was
Yeah.
school every single time because I was a kid. You're a kid. You're not right. I'm an adult. I know,
hmm
but I don't have this relationship with Charlie, and I don't want to educate her like this. I mean, your opinion is important. Your feelings are very, very important.
hmm
I want you to be uh, fragile. I want you to be, honest with your feeling, and it's very important communication like this. It's for me. I'm I'm it sounds I'm not too humble, but I mean, I think I'm going to talk for me, but I think I'm growing up a superhuman that not gonna bully this guy at school.
Yeah.
She's gonna be very careful about our planet, about others, and yeah, we growing up power power human. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's to me, that's one of those, um, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before, but I've definitely told a ton of people this story. Um, so my kids are 2 years apart. So my son was kind of losing the last of his baby teeth when my youngest was starting to lose their baby teeth. And my youngest like sent me a text message and was like, "I lost a tooth. I'm putting it under my pillow for the tooth fairy, blah blah, all that stuff." And so that weekend I had them, and we were walking downtown, and so I turned to Zoe and I said, "Oh, what are you going to spend your tooth fairy money on?"
It's
And
$5 now, by the way.
yeah. So Zoe goes, "Oh, I'm going to donate it to cancer research." And I'm
Whoa.
like, "What?" And and Zoe goes, "Yeah, me and Liam, we've been donating all our tooth fairy money because my ex-wife's lost someone to cancer, blah blah blah. But they decided they're going to donate all their
So
tooth fairy."
cute.
And I'm just like, "Oh my god, we're all getting ice cream right now. I love you guys so much." And I was telling people, and they're like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "I'm not that nice." If you give me $5 now, I'm like, "Oh, let's go get a beer."
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh,
so the
wow.
fact that they're like that
Fantastic.
thoughtful, just I was like, check, they're better than I am, and it's such a cool thing to kind of
It's
see
such a
them
cool thing.
become
Yeah. Yeah.
people.
Yeah. The, yeah. I
Did
mean, it's
did
fun. It's
having
fun
a
to be.
did having a child change your work, your music at all?
Nope. No, at all. No, we talk about, well, at certain point, yes, because of the schedule.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Put them in more creatively, not just
yeah, you have to
yeah,
be. You have to. Yeah, you have to have an adult schedule. It's
yeah,
not. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But we're not talking about lyric wise. We're not talking about any. Yeah, our personal life. So yeah, so we more in a conceptual fantasy universe, I don't know, American Psycho, or I don't know. Yeah, we're more like this. We're more glam
yeah,
than personal, and we like to let the listener having their own interpretation of our lyrics. They talking about a car, a girl, a trance?
well,
What they're talking
I can tell
about?
you I had all those questions because the ones I watched were in French, so I have no idea what you guys are saying.
But I mean, we've been traveling all over the world. We've been touring all over the world because a lot of people said, even Spanish people, they were like, we don't really know what you're saying and everything, but we can catch some word here and
Mhm.
there, since it's easy stories. Even, and when we say easy, uh, uh, it's not gaga. I mean, it's not retarded. It's nice. I mean, we do a good. We spend a lot of time to choose the right words, and the right rhymes and everything.
Mhm.
But it's not the French version of Cohen,
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen, for instance. We're more we we're subtle, but we're more obvious, of course. So
Yeah. And I mean, I don't necessarily have to understand to still enjoy the music. I mean,
of course not.
there are musicians that um there's a Russian rapper that I listen to fairly regularly and don't know what he's saying, but it's just, the
It's,
everything about it is fantastic.
of course, yeah. I don't know a word of Portuguese,
Yeah.
and I'm a huge fan of Os Mutantes, or this bossa nova samba 60s thing. So no, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just, if it does something to me, I will listen to it. Maybe I will dig a little bit more about their story and what they're talking about, but most of the time I don't want to break my not break the dreams, but I don't want to break it. I mean, spontaneously, it gives me goosebumps,
Hmm.
uh, and there's nothing else to do with. I mean, all the work is done.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, to me at
the
that
mission.
point, the vocalist becomes like another instrument.
Of course, of course.
I don't speak clarinet, but I can still enjoy clarinet music.
That's it. No, but it's always been like this with the band here. Um, the music support the lyrics, and the lyrics support the music, and there's no contest, and there's no fight, and there's no vampirization of one on another. And it's very important for us. That's why our vocals are pretty much mixed, just a tiny above the music, instead of very Frenchy type of pop music. The vocal is just way above the music to understand clearly the lyrics and the message. And it's not our jam, but I mean, I don't it doesn't bother me. So,
are you guys getting ready to go on tour again, or?
Yeah, are we ready? We didn't rehearse yet for the next tour, but we're planning to. Well, we're planning to do that in September and October. The release part, the album is going to be releasing on September 22nd, and the release party in Montreal and Quebec City, it's on the end of October. We're gonna be touring a little bit until the end of the year here in the province. We're planning to do a release party in New York.
Oh, nice.
And go on tour on February in France with as a supporting act for I don't know their name again, but it's pretty cool. It's gonna be a pretty fun tour. Really, yeah.
Do you have a favorite area to tour? I mean, it's not you mentioned France a couple times.
Yeah, UK is something else. I mean, so much energy, so much venues, and the history. We've been there a year ago for 2 weeks, and it was a blast, man. All to Bristol, of course, London, but we've seen so much little town as well, like 60,000 people, little town. So that was very fun. And for us, since we live here, 60,000 people, it's a lot.
Yeah,
Montreal is big. Montreal is a big metropole, but after that, Quebec City is like 700,000, and it's just very little town. Otherwise, like 10,000, everything. So it's kind of hard to tour here, since you do a lot of driving for not big crowds.
Yeah.
If you're not mainstream, I would say the indie scene on the countryside are pretty inexistent. So sometimes when you see 125 people in this I don't know, in this little city, I mean, you're very happy to have that, because it's pretty hard.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, I've been to Montreal. Montreal's fantastic.
Yeah.
But being here in Plymouth, like, even I forget locally how it's a big tourist area, but it's also got a huge like foodie vibe, and there's arts and music, and there's two roads that like parallel for about a mile, and on those two roads there's about 40 bars and restaurants.
That's it.
And most have music, and so it's very vibrant. And then I'll go, 2 towns over to grab dinner with my kids, and I'll be like, the food here is garbage.
Yeah.
It just drops off so drastically that you're like, I forgot.
Is there a university or something close by? Because
there's a small, there's a satellite, there's a Quincy College. So Quincy's up towards Boston.
Yeah.
So there's like a satellite Quincy College, but it's not
department,
campus or anything.
Okay. Oh, okay. Because most of the time, when you have a college or university, I mean, it's the city has more kids.
Yeah.
And when I say kids, it's 20 years old people. But and it brings life to the city, of course. Yeah, there's 4 universities in Montreal, so it's a very young city. Yeah,
and really, what it is it's the history that I think initially drove the city to be the way it is. So like, the pilgrims landed here and the first Thanksgiving, blah, blah,
Oh yeah.
blah.
Okay.
And, over the course of time, people are like, that's not a great story anymore. And
Yeah.
but still, like the community had built up around the tourist attractions and has built kind of this brand of a very vibrant area with like lots of restaurants, and it's right on the water. So people, come down for the day, and they'll spend the day, they'll hang out by the water and have drinks, and then they go see a band. And I mean, back in the day, Dylan played here, and now we have a memorial hall, and like Melissa Etheridge just played there, and I think Lyle Lovett's coming up. So I mean, not Metallica, but pretty big names. So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And is it far from Montreal, or?
So
is it before Boston, or?
It's south of Boston.
Okay.
I have driven to Montreal. I'm trying to remember. This was a long time ago.
Maybe a 6 hour drive.
I want to say about 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. So
because Boston is not far. It's not very far.
Yeah, no. So I'd say maybe like between 6 and 8 hours. It's right before Cape Cod.
Okay.
But it's I mean, just a great area. I mean,
that's it.
I love it. I moved here about 10 years ago. Yeah, it feels like being on vacation most of the time. So.
Oh man, I need that.
Yeah, everything. We have everything from like modern, fine French dining to like the best dive bar, that's can hold max 75 people, and there's 150 in it. That kind of. It's just a fun place to live, and there's never always something going on. So I love that, and to me, it feels it's kind of got like that little bit of a big city vibe where there's always something going on,
and still, more chill.
Yeah. But Montreal, I loved Montreal when I was up there.
Of course, like I said before, that's the very European part of North America. Of course, because we all. I mean, there's 1 million Anglophone here, but there's the province itself is 8 million Francophone. So that's pretty. It's surrounded by you guys. I mean, I don't know. You are 350 million people. The rest of Canada. I don't know how it worked, but we still speak French after these almost 500 years. So that's pretty.
When I drove up there, I was very naive when I went up there, because they're like, "Oh, they speak French." I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, it's Canada. There's still gonna be like and like all the street signs are in French, and this is before like GPS. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know where I am."
No, it's because we have a law for this. It's called the 101 law, and all the sign and the billboards and everything has to be in French to protect our language. I'm not cheering that much for that, because I'm open. I'm not that separatist and everything. I will be separatist for economic reason and environmental reason, but not for racist, of course, reason. When I mean racist, it's very French versus English, and I'm not in this game. I don't care. I have hundreds of English friends, and I don't care to speak this language. I mean, like we do right now, and I think it's brutal.
I honestly wish that I right before we started recording, I mentioned that I failed high school Spanish, but I wish that like they taught a second language earlier, because I feel like that would be so beneficial to people in general to be able to speak another language. And around here there's a huge Portuguese contingency, and so I'm like, that could be really helpful, but God forbid we teach something other than English.
Well, it's just that's the main world language. So since you have it, you get lazy.
Yeah.
You get easy. I mean, I speak the language that everybody in the world speaks. So, but I mean, socially wise, and
I was gonna say down here it's way more like if you tried to like they'll they'll put Spanish on a cereal box and people will lose their mind. Why should there be Spanish on my American cereal? Rah rah rah. And be like, because you're not the only one buying it, jackass.
I know. Yeah,
But, yeah.
we know you. When
We're sorry.
That's fine.
Some of us are sorry.
No, not you specifically, of course.
Yeah.
Don't apologize for those lazy ass.
Yeah, it's always something down here. I remember us interviewing these guys from Denmark right after the presidential change, and they're like, "Oh, how is it there?" And I'm like, "I don't wake up every morning and look at the news immediately to see who we're at war with." You know? Yeah. But it's still cool. I mean, like it's such a cool thing that you get to travel and see all these
in French on top of it. Yeah.
Is there somewhere that's like on your list that you're like, oh, we need to go touring here because I want to check it out, kind of thing?
Yeah, South America, definitely. Something like Chile, and Brazil, of course. We I mean, right before the pandemic, we were supposed to showcase some dates over there, but because of the pandemic, the discussions between an agent over there and our management just I mean, like everything.
Yeah, that happens to a ton of people.
Yes, especially music, art in general.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, South America, definitely.
Yeah, cool.
Because it's so nice out there and good temperature. As soon as we can have a little bit of sunshine, I mean, we jump on it because, damn, summer is almost done. We still have until the end of September. Montreal is pretty amazing, temperature wise and everything. But
I think every time I've been there, it's been in the winter.
For you. Yeah. Now come in winter, in summer time. There's a festival every 3 days.
That's really? That's
crazy.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's well known that Quebec, the province of Quebec, has way too much festivals for the amount of people and for the time that you can do festival. But because we within 3 months we can have 400 festivals.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I usually go up though to watch a hockey game. They don't do that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you said the album comes out on the September 22nd.
Yes.
What is the name of the album? I don't have that written down for some reason.
The name of the album is called "Comme Dans un Penthouse," like in a penthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a pretty. It was fun to make. It took us 3 months and a half, and that's why I kind of need vacation right now. I can on a more personal quote. I'm kind of burned out of this. This album. I worked my ass days and nights for 100 days, and that was kind of a challenge for me because the management asked and the label asked for an album ready for the beginning of July to be released on September. So it was kind of a challenge and for me and a good way to approach another method.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of taking my time and redo stuff, I was like I committed on the spot right away. It sounds good, yeah. And I have to say that I'm a producer, so I've done a lot of album in the past 4 or 5 years. So I'm very. I know that I'm good. At it. I know I'm good at it. So I commit. I know as soon as I hear my bandmate demo or their chord change with the melody, I always as soon as I hear that, I know how the song should start, the bridge, and how long it should length, and what's gonna be the end. So it's a nice quality for a producer musician, and I have it. So I make stuff, and I'm able to finish it in a fast in quickly. So I'm kind of proud of this, and it was really good for this method. But I don't. It's one method. Is it the best? Is it the worst? I don't know. I don't care. Am I gonna do that another time? Yes, but not now, because it's very exhausted.
Yeah,
it's very exhausting. But yeah, it's one way to work, and we start right after South by Southwest. We went to Austin. We came back. In within 3 days, we set up the studio, and we asked a couple of musicians to come with us. We played 5 days in a row in a full band situation. So we're 6 playing all together. So that was fast as well. Instead of this producer modern way to loop a beat, record a bass, record the synths, or all separately, we were like 6. We were doing 2 or 3 songs per day, and there was a lot of stuff, a lot of tracks, lots of parts. So it was kind of easy. It was easier to just mute stuff or comp stuff, rearrange stuff, than compose everything by our own, or oh yeah. So it was fun. It was fun. It was very fun, actually. And we were really proud. That's a very, very. It's how I call that. I wanted this album as a maximalism thing. I wanted it fat, thick, really dense. In terms of density. I wanted stuff to be like loud and no subtle. So kind of the opposite of the other album. Very live situation, 70s style, with guitar solo and open section, jam section. This album is very structured, very, very produced, but yeah, it's fun. I never want to do the same album twice. So we so far we okay. We've done several albums. We've done 3 albums and 2 EPs, and none of them are, I would say, they are similar, since it's our sound. It's us. Right. But they are not, the way that we have created them, recorded them, are not the same, because we're not the same. I'm not the same guy, the same musician that I was 10 years ago. I don't have. I have a new car. I have a new house. I have new clothes. I have a kid, a new diet, a new diet, a new studio. I don't have a new wife because I love her too much. But so I'm not the same person, and those little things this amount of those little things can be here through the years.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's all part of kind of like how we evolve our art as we get older.
Exactly.
So that's awesome, man. So our listeners I'm assuming that album will be available on Spotify and all
everywhere, of course,
all the normal places. Are you guys putting out vinyl for it?
Of course, yeah. A press gonna be ready, not on September, because the delay are motherfucking crazy right now. Yeah. But somewhere by the end of the year. So cool. I was kind of disappointed, because it's nice to have your merch when you do the release party, but at the same time I was like, oh, that's gonna serve us, because that's gonna be a second release. I mean, there's the release, their digital thing party official, and then 2 months later you for your socials and everything, you have the vinyl available, so you can do another party and or I mean that's a good
keeps you in the algorithm or whatever.
Of course, the algorithm. I mean, of course, the management like that, the PR like that. Yeah.
Awesome. But I want to say thanks, man. This was fun.
I want to say thanks to you, man. A real pleasure, man. It's nice meeting.
Yeah, if you ever come down to Plymouth to check it out, let me know. We'll
definitely. I mean, you
show you around.
Yeah, of course. I'm curious about this little. You said Plymouth.
Plymouth. Yep.
Plymouth. Yeah.
Yep.
Like the car.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So it's got some problematic history, but it's a great vibe regardless. So
I'm definitely down to see more of the States as well too. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So our listeners can check you out if they're in France or Quebec when you guys go on tour, or your album release, which is going to be in Quebec and then in New York, correct?
Yeah.
And they should check out your stuff now.
Le Couleur, yeah.
It's awesome.
It's like I said off before we started the interview. It's like the color, but it's in French, Le Couleur.
Yeah. And if they can Google translate that if they need help.
if you guys need, go ahead.
All right, man. And so thanks. Our listeners will catch you guys again next week.
Yes. All right. Ciao, guys.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/Inebri-art to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at Inebri-art.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at Inebri-art or at Inebri-art6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebri-art, and all the other shows on the Inebri-art Network, which you can find at Inebri-art.com. Thanks again for listening.